Hello world. I wanted to give you guys some information today and let you do with it what you will. But way back in the day when the internet was first starting out and people first started learning that they could spam the living daylights out of you with advertisements, it went to court and they wound up creating what they called I Can Spam Act. And that act is about as illegal as anything that America ever did, because it gave them the right to just spam the living daylights out of you, even if you told them not to. And it was actually written with the intention of providing protections for us within there. And when I say us, I'm talking about the consumers who are not illegally spamming everybody with the law behind them. Okay, so what do I mean by protections? So in America, everybody can and will put every ad on your computer. And when this first came out, I was totally unaware of what was going on. I went to one of my favorite websites and I had about 20 to 30 videos opening up every second. And I could not shut them down fast enough. I wound up having to reboot my computer. And even if I had wanted to listen to one of those videos, I couldn't, because other videos were popping up over it. It sounded like I was in a crowded subway station in New York City during the peak rush hour time, trying to listen to a conversation 400 yards away with everybody else screaming and yelling. Okay, even if I wanted to listen to that ad, I could not. Okay, so if that was about the dumbest thing anybody could ever do. I wouldn't have even wanted my company in on that, because that was wasting money to say, hey, put my video in with 50,000 other people's videos and put them all up there at once. And I know the person trying to watch my video ad will never see it. A waste of money. So I wound up trying to figure out how to prevent ads, and I've got them so locked down on my computer that I can't even produce the video to you that I want to produce today, because I can't go to these ads to show you what they look like. But there is a way to opt out of those ads. And in the beginning, with the opt-out function, people would say, no, I don't want that ad, I don't want that ad, I don't want that ad. So the websites would say, okay, screw you, then you just can't use us. Well, I guess they started realizing that no one was visiting their sites anymore. So what they did was they said, okay, you can opt out of preferred advertisements, but we're still just going to send you a mix of advertisements. So if you don't want any preferences, we're just going to send you everything. That is not how that law was written. That law was written so that you can say, hey, listen, fool, don't send me a thing. I want nothing. But that's not how they read it. That's not how they interpreted it. And that's not how they use it. They use it to send you anything and everything they can and want to. And they will. And they do. Unless you go and block it. And now with that said, people are saying, well, if you're blocking it, you're illegal. Well, okay, fine. Who's more illegal? You forcing me to use blockers, or me using the blockers to allow the intent of that law to be upheld? Okay, fast forward. I'm in Europe, people. I've been in Europe for the past, decade. And Europe has got a law called the Gdrp or the GRDP or something like that. And it is supposed to be the Cadillac. Yay! They did something right. What did they do? Nobody is allowed to advertise to you at all unless you opt in. So, what happened? At first, nobody was opting in. And people were not making the money, so they started seeing how things got done in America, and they said, oh, okay, fine. So they started saying, okay, fine. You don't want to opt in, you can't use our website. Then they started seeing the same thing America saw, and nobody was using their websites. So now what do? Remember, nobody can opt you into anything unless you agree. Now what happens in Europe is you get a pop-up saying, hey, select your choices. Most people are used to the GDRP being obeyed, and they just say, okay, because they figure, I've been opted out. But if you go and look at it, they've automatically opted you into things, which is absolutely against the law. Absolutely against the law. They've automatically opted you in. And they're giving you the opportunity to opt out, just like they do in America. Here's the difference, though. They have categorized their ads to mandatory automotive ads, optional automotive ads, mandatory clothing ads, optional clothing ads, mandatory electronics ads, optional electronics ads, mandatory personal ads, optional. There's no such thing in the spirit of either one of those laws as mandatory ads. You, the world, the consumers, are allowing them to ruin the internet. And nobody's challenging it. Very few people are taking and buying, or I don't even buy my blockers. They're free. They're open source blockers. You use Firefox, you get ad blocker and stuff like that. Now the problem is YouTube, they're trying to stop all that. They're trying to say, we're going to send you ads and you're not going to be able to use our site. The other day I was trying to listen to a song on a European computer because I was away from my house and I was someplace where I had access to a European computer on a European network, and I'm trying to listen to a song. I got about 5 seconds into it, I get this pop-up. It totally stops my song, takes over the computer, and I had to wait 2 minutes to hit skip. And about 5 seconds into the song more, I get another pop-up. And I had to wait 90 seconds this time to hit skip. And about 10 seconds into the song later, so I'm about 20 seconds into the song, 19 seconds I think it was, I get a third pop-up and I just closed it down. That was YouTube. You don't listen to a song 10 seconds at a time. So I tried going to the song again, and within 1 second pop-up, boom. I'm like, are you kidding me? I figured that they kept some semblance of who I was, my MAC address, IP address, and said, oh, here he is again, trying to listen to that same song. Hit him with an ad right now. I closed it down. I refused to watch or try to watch anything on YouTube outside of my house because my computer's locked down pretty good. But if I go to any of the computers anywhere else out here and try to get on, and like a friend's house and try to get on their computer, we get all those ads. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Are you absolutely kidding me? I won't watch them. Somebody wants to sit down and watch a movie on YouTube? Nope, sorry. You can go out, eat, whatever. I'm not going to sit and watch movies on YouTube. I'm not going to sit and do research for a paper on YouTube because it's not, on your computer, because it's not just YouTube that's doing these ads now. It's everybody, practically, is throwing ads out there. Go to MSN. They're one of the worst. You try to read the news and you get pop-ups. You get ads. You get videos. You're trying to listen to the video about, something that went on, and like 2 other videos pop up. Kind of reminds me of that first day that I had this problem. So the only way that this is going to get fixed is if you do something about it. Because, you say, well, who am I? You're right, you're nobody. Like me, you're nobody. But together we are somebody. And it has to be a collective action worldwide. There are those few idiots out there that say, well, I'm obligated to listen to these ads. I would not be so adverse to these ads if they ran them more like they did on TV back in the 80s. You get a 30-minute segment, and in that 30-minute segment, you put in 2 or 3 1-minute long ads, and you do it in 2 different places. But you don't interrupt in the middle of a song. You gotta find that right time to put that ad in there so that it does not ruin the experience. If they were to do that, they'd create more jobs even, because now YouTube and all these other people would have to hire an advertising. They wouldn't be going to one click and saying, "Oh, here's 20 cents and give me 7,000 ads for every 2 seconds that I'm on the air." They'd have to hire an advertising agent who would go in and look for those companies and get the right ads in the right spots. Those jobs would come back. We ruined the internet with ads. Absolutely ruined it. All right, well, you can do with this what you will. I wish you to have a great day and a great life.